August 27, 2016. Glen Burnie, Maryland. A black Dodge Charger sits in a suburban driveway. 6:47 a.m. Inside, a 51-year-old man checks his phone. His name is Harold Thomas Martin III. He's a contractor for the most powerful agency, and in the back seat are 6 classified documents. That could start a war. FBI agents are 200 feet away, watching, waiting. What they don't know yet, his modest home contains something far worse. Inside those walls, stacked in filing cabinets, stuffed in garden sheds, and loaded onto hard drives, sits 50 terabytes of America's most closely guarded secrets. 20 years of stolen intelligence, hacking tools worth billions in development costs, foreign surveillance operations, names of undercover operatives. 50 terabytes, that's the equivalent of 500 million pages of documents. One man, one house. 2 decades. The NSA spends $10 billion annually protecting its secrets. Harold Martin defeated all of it, using USB drives and patience. But here's what makes this story truly terrifying. The FBI isn't here because they caught Harold Martin stealing. They're here because someone else started dumping NSA secrets online, and they have no idea if Harold Martin is the source, a victim, or something far more dangerous. How did one quiet contractor bleed America's most classified agency for 20 years without triggering a single alarm? How did he walk out the door, day after day, year after year, with thumb drives full of nation-state secrets? To understand the greatest intelligence theft in American history, we need to go back to 1993, before the secrets, before the betrayal, back when Harold Martin was exactly what the NSA was looking for. Annapolis, Maryland, 1993. Harold Martin graduates in computer science. He's brilliant, quiet, meticulous, reads technical manuals for fun, memorizes system architectures. The NSA notices. By 1996, Martin is inside the machine, not a direct employee. That would mean oversight, accountability, polygraphs. He's a contractor with Booz Allen Hamilton. Martin's specialty is exactly what the NSA needs: offensive cyber operations. He writes the code that breaks into foreign networks. He designs the tools that extract secrets from adversaries. He has access, the kind of access that would make foreign intelligence services salivate. And from the very beginning, something isn't right. His colleagues describe him as paranoid, obsessive. He takes work home constantly, but he never seems to bring it back. He accumulates equipment, hoards technical manuals, saves everything. The warning signs are there. Nobody looks, because Harold Martin is good at his job. Too good. The NSA needs people like him to fight the cyber wars. Brewing in the late 1990s, China is building its hacking capabilities. Russia is probing American networks. The digital battlefield is expanding exponentially. If you're realizing how insane it is that nobody noticed, you're not alone. Subscribe now, because what Harold Martin did next makes this look like a warm-up. Chapter 3. 2 years in, Harold Martin carries a classified document out of a sensitive compartmented information facility, ASCIF, for the first time. His heart pounds. He expects alarms, guards, interrogation. Nothing happens. He does it again the next week, and the week after that. Paper documents, CDs, eventually USB drives. Each time, the same result. Nothing. No searches. No questions, no consequences. The NSA's $10 billion security apparatus has one fatal flaw. It's designed to stop outsiders. Harold Martin isn't an outsider. He has the badges, the clearances. The access logs show him working late, a dedicated employee burning the midnight oil for national security. By 2001, Martin is taking entire project files, source code for hacking tools, intelligence assessments on foreign leaders, the names and operations, of American cyber units. He stores everything at home, filing cabinets in his office, boxes in his garage. A garden shed behind his house slowly fills with classified material. His wife doesn't know what's in them. His neighbors see a quiet government worker with a cluttered property. The USB drives are the real treasure. 50 terabytes accumulating in drawers and storage containers. Every new project means new access. Every new access means more data walking out the door. Martin doesn't sell anything. He doesn't contact foreign intelligence. He just takes compulsively, obsessively, like a dragon hoarding gold in a suburban Maryland cave. The question nobody can answer, even now, is why? Was he building insurance waiting for the right buyer? Or was he something more disturbing, a man who simply couldn't stop? The years blur together. Clinton gives way to Bush. 9/11 reshapes the intelligence community. The NSA expands. Harold Martin's access expands with it. He's no longer just a contractor. He's a specialist working on Tailored Access Operations, TAO, the NSA's elite hacking unit. He helps build the tools that will later become legendary. Code, designed to infiltrate foreign governments, disable nuclear centrifuges, and crack encryption that was supposed to be unbreakable. Every tool he helps build, he copies. By 2008, Martin possesses hacking weapons, worth billions in development costs, tools that took teams of programmers years to perfect. He has them all. On drives in his house, the stolen archive grows. Presidents change. Directors retire. Martin remains, always taking more. If you think this level of theft is impossible to hide, you're right. It shouldn't have been possible. But the NSA wasn't looking for insiders. In 2014, they were looking outward at China, Russia, Iran. Harold Martin moved like a ghost through the most surveilled workplace on Earth. Then, in 2016, everything changed. Something appeared on the internet that shouldn't exist. NSA hacking tools. Active, classified, operational, suddenly available to anyone with a Tor browser. A group calling themselves the Shadow Brokers had just declared war on American intelligence. And every tool they leaked. Harold Martin had a copy in his shed. August 13th, 2016. A mysterious Twitter account posts a message with links to encrypted files. Panic spreads through Fort Meade. These aren't old tools. They're active, currently in use against foreign targets. Their exposure doesn't just embarrass the NSA. It burns operations, endangers sources, and hands America's adversaries a complete playbook. The investigation moves fast. Too fast for comfort. Within days, analysts notice something. The leaked tools match the exact versions from specific internal systems that very few people could access. They start pulling access logs, cross-referencing names. Harold Martin's name appears again and again. August 27th. Glen Burnie, Maryland. FBI agents surround Martin's car as he pulls into his driveway. They find 6 classified documents in the back seat, including one marked to top secret /STLW/Orcon. It's a 2014 intelligence assessment that should never have left the building. Martin is calm. Too calm. He waives his Miranda rights and talks for hours, admitting he took documents, claiming he was studying them. Then the agents enter the house. What they find defies explanation. Rooms stacked with paper, hard drives everywhere, classified material dating back 20 years, spanning multiple administrations and countless operations. 50 terabytes, the largest theft in NSA history. But the question that keeps FBI directors awake at night is Harold Martin the Shadow Brokers. Did he sell these secrets to Russia, China, someone else? The answer is more complicated, and in some ways, more disturbing. Chapter 6. The FBI interrogates Martin for weeks. They forensic his devices. They trace his communications. They look for the smoking gun, the wire transfer from Moscow, the encrypted chat with Chinese intelligence. They find nothing. No foreign contacts. No suspicious payments. No evidence Harold Martin ever shared a single document with anyone. His bank accounts are normal. His travel history is boring. His digital footprint shows a man who hoarded secrets, like some people hoard newspapers. The prosecution faces a problem. They can prove he stole everything, but they can't prove he did anything with it. Martin's defense is almost pathetic. In its simplicity, he's a hoarder, not a spy, not a traitor, just a mentally ill man who compulsively saved things he shouldn't have saved. In 2019, Harold Martin pleads guilty to willful retention of national defense information, not espionage, not treason, a lesser charge that carries a maximum of 10 years. The judge sentences him to 9 years in federal prison. He'll be 60 when he's released, assuming good behavior. The NSA still doesn't know if he was the Shadow Brokers. Many intelligence officials believe someone else obtained the tools, possibly Russian intelligence, through a different breach. Martin might have been a scapegoat for a deeper penetration. But here's what keeps security officials terrified. If Harold Martin could walk out with 50 terabytes, who else is doing it right now? Harold Martin sits in federal prison today, surrounded by concrete walls, the consequences of 20 years. He'll be eligible for release in 2027. The tools he copied, the Shadow Brokers leak, went on to cause billions in damage. Eternal Blue, WannaCry crippled hospitals, froze shipping companies and paralyzed organizations in 150 countries. NotPetya followed, causing $10 billion in damage. Harold Martin didn't launch those attacks, but the tools he helped create became weapons that harmed millions. The NSA has since overhauled its security protocols. New monitoring systems, stricter access controls, mandatory reporting of unusual behavior. But every security expert knows the truth. There's no perfect system. Somewhere, right now, another Harold Martin types quietly, another contractor with access and patience, another insider the system trusts. It's the people already inside. The greatest threat to American intelligence has never been foreign hackers or enemy spy agencies. It's the ones with badges and clearances and 20 years of institutional knowledge. Harold Martin proved something nobody wanted to believe. The fortress has holes, and sometimes the enemy is already inside. If this story fascinated you, you need to see how the government responded when Edward Snowden decided the public needed to know what the NSA was doing to its own citizens. That story makes Harold Martin look like an amateur. Subscribe now so you don't miss it. Because in the world of secrets, the next breach is always coming. The only question is who's carrying the USB drive.